Okay, so here's day 5. So we're gonna start with spider push-ups. So for these, regular push-up position, and then you're just bringing your one knee towards your elbow as you go down, and then alternating with every rep. So fingers are spread wide. We screw our hands into the floor, thinking about screwing those hands into the floor for more stability in your shoulder. Pop up into push-up position. As you go down into your push-up, you're bringing your knee to your elbow, coming back up, and then switch and do the other side. Okay, so core stays nice and strong, and just bringing the knee in, keeping that core secure, lower abs kind of pulled up a little bit, and doing as many reps as you can, -1. So max -1. So you're not going to full out fatigue, but one less. Then you're going to go top slow lowering pull up. Again, whichever hand position you want to use, forward, underhand, neutral, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you feel like doing that day. But you're going to pull yourself all the way up to the top and then go nice and slow and controlled the whole way down. So, from here, you're just going to pull up, get all the way to the top, and then slow and controlled as you come back down. Come all the way down, come up, pause, and then maybe about 5 seconds on the way back down. Okay, so you'll do as many reps as you can of that. If that becomes pretty easy, you can put a weight between your feet to make that a little bit harder, or put a weight vest on or whatever to make those more challenging for you. So you'll superset those. Then we go to a one leg box step off and a lateral lunge. So you have your one leg box step off. So get a box that's pretty decent height, maybe just under your knee. So you're gonna come up onto the box to start with, stand sideways to the box. Your foot is up, your hip stays in line with your knee as you come down. Again, very slow and controlled. You're gonna come down towards the floor and pop back up. So you have a couple options here. You can either go all the way down to the ground and then drive through that leg on the box to bring you back up, or you could even just come down a little bit and then come back up. Come down a little bit and come back up. So you don't have to go all the way to the floor if you don't want to. Either way is fine. And then obviously as this gets easier, you can add weight to that. But I want you to go nice and controlled. And again, make sure that the knee stays in line with the feet and that the knee doesn't start caving in, especially as you are lowering down. You don't want that knee to come inside. It should stay in that good position the whole time. And again, the hip stays in its lane. We don't want to swing it out or swing it in. And nice and controlled as you come down and back up. All reps on one side, all reps on the other. Then you're going to go to a lateral lunge. So you can take a dumbbell. I like to just hold it the long ways and just have it here so you don't have to worry about grip or anything. And then, so you're going to have feet together to start with. You're going to step out, the hip sits back, and then drive back to the front. Hip sits back, drive back to the front. So hip sideways. You're going to sit back and come back. Step out, goes back and come back. So at first, if you want, just do it, do a shorter range of motion. You don't have to sit back as far and drive through. Again, you want to drive through this outside leg using the glute, driving through the floor to really powerfully push you back to the top. And then as you get a little bit stronger in it, you can then sit down a little bit further, but really making sure that your torso stays up. A lot of times people will start folding forward. You don't want to do that. So if that means, well, I can only keep my torso upright when I'm here, but as soon as I try to sit back, then I really shift forward, then don't do that. Just go to the range that feels comfortable for you with good posture. So let's see. So then the next one we have, so you'll superset those. The next superset is the low box deadlift and the StepUp. So this is the Suitcase Deadlift. So you're gonna have a small box, maybe just like mid-shin, just so you don't have to come all the way down to the floor for it. Have a decently heavy dumbbell here. So you want to be, again, hips straight back. Have a nice, tight, strong core. I like to think about breaking. So if you have like a stick in front of you and you're breaking the stick in half, that's kind of the feeling of what you want your shoulders to do here. So you're going to grab that weight, drive through the floor, and come directly straight up. And then control back down. Break, drive through the floor, come all the way up, and then come back down. So from sideways, maybe you're going to see it this way. So my feet are about hip width apart. My hips come straight back down. I think about breaking that stick apart. My core is tight. Drive through the floor all the way up tall, and then come back down under control. It taps, break, brace, and drive through the feet all the way up, and nice and controlled as you come back down. Okay, so again, as we do that, we want to make sure we're not rounding our back to do it. This should all move together as you go back and forth, and really focusing on driving that force up through your feet, which will take the pressure out of your back and make sure that that everything is coming from the ground up versus trying to fake it from somewhere else. So that's going to be mixed with a step up. So you can have a higher box for this or a low box, whatever is feeling good for your knee. But I like to find a box, stand even, again, driving through the foot, coming straight up. You can either go with a balanced position or just put your toes down light and then come back down under control, drive up and come down under control. Again, once that gets easy, you could either do a goblet weight like we did for the lateral lunge, or you could have 2 dumbbells at your side and do the same thing. Do all of your reps coming up, and then really make sure when you're coming down, you come down under control. Coming up, you can go a little faster, drive through the foot, but then control coming back down, making sure that the knee isn't wobbling all over the place as you come back down. Okay, so those were supersetted together, and then the last 2 are your side cable, inside leg Pallof press, and your lat pull. So the side Pallof press, you're gonna have your cable set maybe around belly button height. You're gonna step out lateral to it. And then this one you wanna be a little bit lighter. This might be a little too heavy, but we'll see. You're gonna lift your outside leg. So you're just balancing on your inside leg. And then all you're doing is pressing your arms straight out and bringing them back in. You're gonna press them out, 1, 2, and bring it back in. So as you do this, I'm gonna show it from a different angle. So as you do this, step out here. So if I'm bouncing on my inside leg, bringing the other leg up, right? I wanna make sure that my weight is right over my heel, and then I'm pressing the weight right out. So it wants to draw me back in towards the machine, but I'm not gonna let it. That's where this glute and this core is really gonna have to work, especially as the arms go away from you and then come back in. So really nice and controlled. I guess one more way I could try and do it here. So balancing on the inside leg, pressing the weight straight out, bringing it back in, trying to keep perfectly stable as you do that. You should really feel that in the glute on that inside balance leg as you do that, and probably your core as well. If you're feeling it in like this low back area, you're probably not set up properly. So you might have your weight too far forward on your foot, or you might be trying to rotate your body. You really want to make sure you're staying just like a plank as you do that, coming in and out. And then that's matched with your lat pull, which you already know what a lat pull is, so I'm not going to show you. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.